God, my computer is being a pain in the ass sometimes, you know. Sorry for that, guys. So, it's Saturday, March 20th, the first official day of spring. Spring's in the air, guys. This is AA with our own Aaron Entertainment bringing you. Well, I'm going to answer this question very quickly. Patriots. And hello, Jobber. And I'm giving my introduction. So, Double A Aaron Entertainment here, bringing you Why We Love Sports, episode 21. And how are you, Jobber? And how are you, Jorf? And I said Patriots, right? So I said Patriots. Before we get on the show, guys, we're going to talk about free agency. You can ask me any questions about free agency or any other sport, whatever. Baseball, football, hockey, basketball, soccer, Olympics, whatever. Anything. But I have a couple announcements. If you're into wrestling, tomorrow, live stream, Fastlane, 3 p.m., same time as this. We got a couple more matches added to the show. So it might be a longer live stream than usual. Probably go an hour in, but it's about 6 or 7 matches. Or it could be depending on one of the matches. May not actually be a match. But right now there's 6 or 7, maybe even 8 scheduled matches. I think the Braun Strowman Shane McMahon has been put back on the card. Going to SmackDown is on the card. That's tomorrow's show is at 3 p.m. Monday. It's all about wrestling. I'm not sure what episode it is. I think it's maybe 18 or 19. I think it's episode 19. So we're getting to 20 from there. I'm going to review Fastlane, of course. And then we're going to review the weekly review of the past week Dynamite and NXT because we don't need to review Raw and SmackDown. We're going to rant to some stuff. We're going to talk about a debut on Raw. If you haven't heard the news, Rhea Ripley is going to debut on Raw. We'll talk about that. I'll give you a Raw preview, of course. We will talk about the aftermath of Fastlane. Of course, I said hi, hey Candace, how are you? I'm doing good, man. Very good. If you're new to the show, people, subscribe, thumbs up this. Yeah, it was amazing. This is usually a sports show. Come back tomorrow, Candace. If you could stay, because today's a sports show, but tomorrow I'll be talking about Fastlane. So if you're interested in Fastlane, come watch me tomorrow, same time as this, and Monday, same time. I talk about wrestling review, wrestling news. We got I'm gonna say once, the final time, third time. I'm gonna review Fastlane on Monday, talk about debut Rhea Ripley, talk about the weekly review, and then I'm gonna talk about Hall of Fame inductees. We got Molly Holly and Eric Bischoff. We're gonna talk about that on Monday's show. But tomorrow is a live stream, preview predictions for Fastlane. But today's all about sports. But before we get to more announcements. Okay. It's a sports, guys. I love sports. I know you guys love sports. Who doesn't? My favorite sport is baseball. Now, if you're interested in baseball, you know on the weekends and sometimes on the weekdays, they play in the afternoon. Right? So this Thursday and Saturday, I'm going to still have It's All About the Pop this Thursday, normal time, 2 p.m. Next Saturday, it's going to be normal time for Why We Love Sports episode 22 at 3 p.m. on next Saturday. But the following week, April 1st, which is a Thursday, I'm a Toronto Blue Jays fan. I live in Toronto. My Blue Jays opening day facing off against the Yankees April 1st, April Fool's Day, at 1 p.m. Eastern. So there won't be It's All About the Pop that day. That could be that. I might not do a show on that Thursday because I plan to do MLB preview on Wednesday. So It's About the Pop may not happen during that week, opening week of baseball. Because I'm doing an MLB preview show I don't really mind them, to be honest with you, Candace. But Wednesday, March 31st, it'll be MLB preview. I'll be going over the MLB season, who I think is gonna make the playoffs, who's gonna have a breakout season. We'll talk about that, right? But there'll be no. It's all about to pop. April 1st, because 1 o'clock my Blue Jays play the Yankees on opening day, and then Saturday in the same weekend, my Blue Jays, the second game of the season against the Yankees, is 1 o'clock also. It's a 1 o'clock game, and that's my Why We Love Sports. So episode 23 of Why We Love Sports will happen during that week, but it's going to be moved to the Friday, the day before. I'm doing good, Throwback. How about you, man? I'm just giving an update on my shows, because my shows are changing a bit during the MLB season, because you're a baseball fan, and a lot of you are baseball fans. Candace, I can tell you're a baseball fan. Sometimes, baseball, they play in the afternoon, and that will affect my show. That's why I'm going to do some switching around with, It's About to Pop, and Why We Love Sports, and maybe a little bit of it is all about wrestling. Not much. It may only be 1 or 2 shows. It's all about wrestling that maybe moved around. Thursday's show will be moved around a little bit too. So during the MLB season, but not as much as the Saturday show, because Thursdays are usually there's off days, and there could be games, but usually sometimes at night. It could be a beginning of a 4-game series, so it could be a night game, or it could be ending of a series, which is usually an afternoon game, or usually off day. So Thursdays, my show won't be changed as much as Saturday. Saturday's show, Why We Love Sports, will be changed a lot more than the Mondays and Thursday shows for the next 5-6 months of the MLB season. So be on the lookout for that. I'll set up streams for my shows, as I do always. I always set up a stream ahead of time, 1 or 2 days ahead of time. I never set up a stream on the day of, because I like to prepare, right? So be on the lookout for the next 5 or 6 months that my schedule might change a bit. I do, right? Also, if you see the Snyder League Justice League movie cut, go check out my reviews on it. I did a spoiler review live stream yesterday. If you've seen the movie, go watch it. If you don't care about spoilers, I guess you can watch it. Each your own. I did a 35 to 40 minute live stream. 35 for 37 minute live stream of a non-spoiler review of Justice League on Thursday, right after the movie, right after finishing the movie. Go check it out to give you what I like about it. If you haven't seen the movie, go watch that review. I suggest, if you haven't seen the movie, watch that review and then watch the movie. Then watch my spoiler review that I did yesterday. And if you don't care about spoilers, then you can watch my spoiler review. But I suggest, in my opinion, watch the movie, then watch my spoiler review. And I made that video, and I'm like, but I think you should watch the movie, then watch my spoiler review video. Oh yeah, and yeah, you're right, Throwback. And yeah, as the Throwback says, I'll be on his shows. I'm on his shows a couple times on Tuesdays. Wicked Crazy Pinfalls on Tuesdays. So you check me out there. Sometimes on 8 p.m. on Tuesdays. Check out his show. His show's at 8 p.m. Check me out on Rob Wilkins' show on Fridays. I won't be on every show, but every once in a while I'll be on his show. It's up to Rob Wilkins. It's Fridays. I think it's between 7 and 8 p.m. Eastern time. Which is, I think it's 6 to 7 his time, Rob Wilkins' time, because he lives in Minnesota. So, yeah. No, guys. And I'm gonna remind you the stuff later at the end of the show, just to give you a heads up. In the mix, yeah. Oh, I gotta say, in the mix, I really do like that logo in the thumbnail. I really do like that logo in the thumbnail, the thumbnail logo that Rob has for In the Mix. I need something more creative for my shows, like Why We Love Sports. It's all about wrestling, and it's all about. I created my thumbnails for It's About Pop and Why We Love Sports. I want to change it. I want to make it look more creative, and it's all about wrestling. I have no creation for that, no art for that. I just picked what I think is the best picture where I think it's the best picture, the best moment of the week. Like, for example, Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon winning tag team titles. And I'm a little biased here because I'm a huge Shotzi Blackheart fan. But if something big happens on Fastlane, or something and if not happens on Fastlane, I'll use a picture. Whatever I think is the biggest moment in wrestling, that's what I try to find a picture of for my thumbnail for It's All About Wrestling. But I should really create an art for It's All About Wrestling, and I should change It's All About Wrestling, It's All About the Pop and Whatever Love Sports thumbnail creation introduction too, because it is really, really basic, and I didn't really, it's just starting out, right? Now, NFL free agency. Let's get on the sports, man. I'll talk about 10 minutes about this stuff, and then it's back to 10 minutes. And as you know, before I was on the show, I was watching MLB spring training. I've been doing a lot of MLB spring training. I'll talk about baseball for NFL. Yeah, as MLB spring training doesn't mean anything, but you know what? It's fun. Let's talk about free agency NFL. I'm gonna go with Throwback here, man. Throwback is a very happy man because his Patriots have been spending lots of cap room on offensive upgrades, because the one weakness they had last year was their offense. Their offense wasn't very good last year. They had Edelman, but they didn't even have anybody else on offense. So they made huge 2 additions on offense. Hunter Henry, good tight end, and Joshua Smith from Tennessee. Good additions on the offense to give Cam Newton some weapons, I guess, but Cam Newton has to Cam Newton. My weakness is Cam Newton's arm is throwing, so we'll see what happens. But the Pats are getting their defense back, and I think they'll have a better season. I still think Buffalo's a favorite. We'll see where the Dolphins go in the AFC East. The Jets are going to be the worst team still. And I think the Jets are done with Sam Darnold because I think they're going to draft a quarterback with the 2nd overall pick. Jets are not getting Trevor Lawrence. I'm 100% convinced Trevor Lawrence, and I think everybody in this chat, football, Trevor Lawrence is going to Jacksonville. But I do think, I forget his first name from BYU, but I know his last name is Wilson. If somebody can help me out with tell me his first name from BYU, I think he'll draft 2nd overall to the Jets, because the first round, the quarterbacks are stacked in the first round. So I think BYU, and I think that's the end of Sam Darnold's career in New York. And who is a bust? I forget. Tell me who the bust was. And here's something funny. So Chicago signs Andy Dalton, right, to be the quarterback, and all the Chicago Bears fans are like, "Oh God, another one again." Not getting a quarterback issues once again. Mitch Trubisky is gone. Mitch Trubisky is going to Buffalo. Mitch Trubisky. I wonder how Buffalo fans feel about Mitch Trubisky. Well, here's the thing about the difference between Buffalo and Chicago. Buffalo has an elite quarterback. Has a very elite quarterback. And Mitch Trubisky is just going to be a backup. If Allen gets hurt, at least Mitch Trubisky has starter experience. He could come in the game. Now, Chicago's moved on with Mitch Trubisky with Andy Dalton, right? Andy Dalton was the backup to Dak Prescott, and he also got hurt, right? They both got hurt in Dallas. I know people here know Sean Westap is a huge Andy Dalton fan. But can Andy Dalton make this team better, Chicago better, on offense? I believe Allen Robinson, the star receiver, accepted the franchise tag by Chicago, right? Chicago offered to tag him, and he accepted. I think Allen Robinson is going back to Chicago. And let's also forget, before they signed Andy Dalton, they offered a huge deal, an unbelievable package for Russell Wilson, where the Seahawks turned it down. Seahawks turned it down. That's a huge package. And I think Russell Wilson will stay against Seattle. We're gonna get to the Deshaun Watson stuff a little bit later on, even though he's not a free agency, but it's still big, guys. That's some serious stuff going on with Deshaun Watson right now. not just on the playing field, but outside of the NFL. And inside in the NFL, it's huge, but outside the NFL, it's even bigger. It's even bigger. We'll get to that, guys. If you're not aware of what's happening to Deshaun Watson, then I don't know where you've been, because get aware, and I'll tell you about it. Now, J.J. Schuster of Pittsburgh has re-signed with the Steelers for 1 year, and he apparently took a less of a contract from other teams willing to offer more years and a better term. Now, he's a good receiver. Don't get me wrong. But he's overrated. I think Schuster's overrated. A lot of people think he's overrated. A lot of people say he's overrated. Now, Schuster, right? Antonio Brown was a star receiver for Pittsburgh for years, and he got to Oakland, and he had all those problems with Oakland and New England, and he goes to Tampa Bay. Schuster was the next guy up to be the next star receiver of Pittsburgh. He's not that. He's not going to be the level of Antonio Brown. I'm sorry. He's a solid receiver. I think he's the best as a 2. I think he's a number 2 receiver at best. I don't think he's a number 1. I think he's overrated. You can agree or disagree with me on that, but I think it's over. If you're a Steeler fan, tell me how you feel, because you got some good receivers, and I just think Schuster's a little overrated. Now, there's another star receiver out there. Marvin Jones is going to Jacksonville from Detroit, right? We all know that. Marvin Jones is all elite. No, I'm joking. I'm joking about that. Trevor Lawrence is all elite. Okay, I'm joking about that too. Trevor Lawrence, actually, no. Trevor Lawrence might be all elite. He's going to get drafted by Jacksonville, and he's going to show up and wrestle Kenny Omega for the AEW World Title at Double or Nothing. Not Double or Nothing. What's the next? Is it Double or Nothing? Or is it All In? I forget. The one in May. You wrestle Kenny Omega for the title. You just watch. Trevor Lawrence might be the best thing, that might be the best player the Cons ever drafted in their history of owning the Jaguars. yeah, it would be. Okay, Double or Nothing. Yeah, that's what I thought. That's hilarious. But the other star receiver from Detroit, not Marvin Jones, he's going to Jacksonville, so he'd be a target for Trevor Lawrence. And guys, if Trevor Lawrence doesn't get drafted by Jacksonville, I'll be shocked, surprised, whatever, and I think everybody will be. But the key receiver hasn't signed yet with anybody. But it's what's his name? Keenan Galloway from Detroit, good receiver. Star receiver. He hasn't signed with anybody. He's definitely leaving Detroit. Apparently he met with the Giants, and there's other teams interested in him. Any team that gets him has a legit receiver, a number 1. The Giants, he'd be a huge target for Giants for Daniel Jones. Any team needs offense on the receiving side, and especially for passing game, can make any quarterback look good. He'd be a huge addition. I know that he met with the Giants, yeah. Said the meeting went well. It doesn't mean anything. It didn't mean he signed. It just means the meeting went well. And there's other teams interested. I think that a lot of teams have cap room. We're going to be interested in them. I wonder if you're talking meeting the Jets. He's going to go to the team where you think has a chance to win. And he'll be better off on a team that's not Detroit. Because, yeah, Detroit, guys. When was it? They've been in the playoffs like once in the last 30 years. The Lions in the last 30 years. And my boy Walt Wilkins is very happy with the Vikings. They signed star cornerback, not cornerback, corner, Corner, corner back, Patrick Peterson to 1 year, $10 million deal. A solid deal for 1 year. Patrick Peterson is a star cornerback, one of the best cornerbacks in the last, what? I don't know how many years he's been in the league, maybe over 10, but he's been one of the best corners in the league for over 10 for the Arizona Cardinals. Now, he's a Viking. Helped out defense. He's a good addition because he's in the division with Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers, of course. And Aaron Rodgers is an MVP candidate, best quarterback this year stats-wise. And you need a top-notch corner to shut down the receivers, especially with Green Bay. And I know Green Bay's weakness is the receiving core. They do have Aaron Jones and as a running back, and who's the other receiver? Not Jordy Nelson. Yeah, I think one-star receiver. I forget. My name is blank on him right now, and they have nobody else. But Aaron Rodgers, yeah, it's Aaron Rodgers. It's a good addition for the Vikings. And okay, guys. So what else is there? Trent Williams. I think we signed with offensive lineman. We signed with San Francisco. Just let me check brief NFL stuff. Then we're going to talk Deshaun Watson, because what's going on with him is humongous. It's humongous implications. Not just for football, but for his image outside and inside football. Let's check out some rumors in the NFL. Then and if there's nothing significant, I'll go to the Deshaun Watson stuff. So, Juan, if you're still in the chat, tell me that the Dolphins cut offensive lineman Isaiah Wilson. Was Isaiah Wilson good? Former running back of the Broncos, Phil Lindsay, is going to Texans. The Browns are signing Malik Jackson. Shaquille Barrett re-signed with Tampa Bay. That's a huge move. Look. Historically, guys, teams may trade up for the draft. You know, it's a stack. I think with New England, they signed Cam for 1 year because I think they're gonna draft a quarterback in this year's draft. Now this Deshaun Watson stuff. Now this stuff is. Oh. So this is the guy, Isaiah. Oh, so this is the guy, Isaiah Wilson. Yeah, okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for telling me. So he is a bust. If he's the first round, he gets traded for a seventh round. Yeah, he's a huge bust. Yeah, wow, and he got cut for missing a team meeting. Yeah, that's not a good look when. That's not a good look when you get traded to a new team and you want to make a good impression on your new team. That's not a good look. Not surprised he got cut because of that. That's a very bad first impression. Very bad first impression. That's no nonsense. That's no nonsense. You can't do that when you get traded to a new team. You have to show up in your first team meeting with a new team. Otherwise, yeah. They don't take that lightly, man. No team will take that lightly. You get cut. And you're not a star player, so you're not paying him much, so they'll cut you. And yeah, I meant there's maybe a little favoritism in my tone there, but it's a fact in sports. Star players get away with more than, non-star players. Now let's talk about Deshaun Watson. Now Deshaun Watson has been accused of been accused of alleged, right? Not, it's been allegedly, he's been accused of. Let me get some more stuff on this. If they let me, if it lets me get more stuff on this, I'm trying to text in rumors on Pro Sports Daily, good site for stuff. I'm trying to get the more stuff on this Deshaun Watson stuff. Okay, here we go. You know, so Deshaun Watson has been accused of over 20 allegations of sexual assault by over 20 women. Now, these are all allegedly, right? But 20 women. This does not look good for Deshaun Watson. He could defend. He has to get a lawyer. He has to defend himself. Obviously, you got to do that. He has to prove his innocence. These women have to prove they're telling the truth. But if over 20 of them are accusing Deshaun Watson of this, it doesn't look good for Deshaun Watson. But you know what? We have to find out more details. More details will come because this could ruin Deshaun Watson's career. And if this is true about him, and this is factual stuff like that, he should never play an NFL game again. For at least for a while, he should not be in the NFL for a while. Maybe ever. Remember what happened to Ray Rice? I just think, I don't know if this is. Remember, we have to find out if it's true. Deshaun Watson has the right to defend himself. These women have the right to a lawyer to prove that what they're saying is true. But the over 20 women allegedly saying this. This is not some. I don't think it's a lie. Because I don't think it takes 20 women to come up together and say, "Oh, we just want money out of this guy. Let's all scheme and scam this guy just to get money out of him." I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's what it would do. This does not look good for Deshaun Watson. I hope it's not true for both sides, but hope it's not true. But it doesn't look like it's true. It doesn't look like it's not true. I feel bad for a woman if this happened to them. I feel bad because no one deserves that. And Deshaun Watson, man, if it's true, Deshaun Watson, if you did this, if you fucking did this, you're scum, and you shouldn't play NFL again. I don't care. I don't care if the NFL will let you suspend you, then a year later will let you play. I don't care. And Houston. Deshaun Watson, remember, Deshaun Watson didn't want to play in Houston, right? He wants to be traded or wants to leave Houston. Guess what? Now this stuff is coming out. No team's going to want to offer you anything. Trade for you. Your value is down significantly. This will hurt your value huge. Nobody's going to want you. No team's going to want you. Talent-wise, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, top 5 quarterback. Yeah, I would take you based on the talent-wise best quarterback in the league. One of the top 5 quarterbacks in the league. But now having the stigma about being allegedly not, it hasn't been proven. But over 20 women doesn't look good. And you know some teams don't care about image, but they have to care about image. Some teams are not going to trade for you. Hopefully not. A lot of teams won't trade for you. And your value is down low. And if Houston's thinking of trading you, they're not going to get the good offers. Because I said a couple weeks ago, before this stuff comes out, Deshaun Watson will get you a lot of value in a trade, more than Carson Wentz got when the Colts traded for Carson Wentz. Now there's no value in him because the stuff Yeah, okay. It has to be proven true, and he has the right to defend himself. It has to be proven true, but right now, still the value is low because if it even nothing is solved, even if it takes a year or two to get down to figure this out, to solve this, to see if it's a lie by this woman or he settles or Deshaun Watson proves that these are not true. Between then and now, whenever that happens, the value is still gonna be low for Deshaun Watson. If the Texans might end up trading him, it's still gonna be low because even the stigma, even the notion of this possibly going on, happening, even though it's allegedly, nothing's been proven. Teams will still not touch you right now. It's just, and we know. And guys, tell me in the comments below. What do you think? What do you think? What will happen to Deshaun Watson? Tell me. You think this hurts the chances? I do think it hurts the chances of teams offering whatever they could for Deshaun Watson. Do you think his value is significantly low because of this? And if it's true about these women are accusing him of and stuff, what should the NFL do, and what should the Houston do? Tell me. Comment in chat or something. If you're a woman in here, I would like to see your point of view. Because I'm a no-nonsense kind of guy. If you have 20 women allegedly did this, yeah, still you have to go to court. You have to prove yourself, and they have to prove. So it doesn't look, the optics don't look good, man. It just doesn't look good. It doesn't really look good. So tell me, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Haha. I'm sorry. I was checking my phone. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry, guys. I'm in. Oh, the question is, what's the question? What should happen with Deshaun Watson? You know what's going on with Deshaun Watson, Ron? What do you think happens with Deshaun Watson? If this stuff what's going on is largely true. He's been accused of over 20 women sexual assault, right? If it's true that he did this? What should the NFL and the Texans do? Suspend him, kick him out of the league? And if it's But do you think while this stuff is going on, this because like what's going on, this could go on for 1 or 2 years thing, like the Matt Riddle thing, stuff like that, because these things won't get solved in 10 days or a month. They'll take lots of time. Do you think his value is significantly lower in trade talks, or to a point, no team will offer Houston anything because of the stigma around this alleged accusations by these 20 women accusing him of sexual assault? What do you think? What do you think? And you know what? I don't know. Like, this is the NFL, man. NFL. The thing with NFL, they should take this stuff seriously, and I hope they do. They should. They need to work with Deshaun Watson, and they need to work with these women. They gotta find out. They gotta investigate too, and they gotta. Yeah, man. If it doesn't look good, man, it doesn't look good. You guys know, I said this weeks ago. Deshaun Watson, if he ever got traded, his value would be a lot more than Carson Wentz got, right? For that Colts trade, his value got a lot more. Man, he has the right to defend himself. We have to know, but it will take time, guys. It won't be solved. Maybe about NFL open camps, June and July, we'll know. Yeah, you agree, man. You agree. I agree. I think he's staying in Houston now because I don't think any team's going to trade for him. They don't want that kind of attention right now. It's negative. I know, Pop, some people say publicity, there's not saying it's negative publicity or negative stuff like that. This is negative PR. This would be negative PR for wherever team trades from. It's negative PR for the Houston Texans, but they've been having negative PR for a year now. Even when Deshaun Watson didn't have these issues, remember? And now with Deshaun Watson having these problems, it's been negative PR. Any team that trades for him against him, they're gonna just add that more negative publicity. Yeah, man. Oh yeah. Oh, I remember that stuff. I remember Greg Hardy too, man. Oh. I remember the Ray Rice, man. That was like 2014 or something. Oh my god. So, okay, guys. Enough about NFL. I mean, like, that was a good talk. I mean, hopefully, but with 20 women accusing you, it's hard to see how maybe some of them are false, but it's hard to see them all being false, because with 20 women it doesn't look really good, right? It looks like with 20 women it looks more true than false, but you never know. Surprises may happen. I mean, here's the thing. If it's true, I feel bad for the women. And if it's false, I feel bad for Deshaun Watson and those women for saying this, for coming up with something that's false. They should be charged too. So we'll see which way it goes. Mitch Trubisky to the Bills. You know what? Luckily, the Bills have an elite quarterback. Bills are lucky to have an elite quarterback at all times. Mitch Trubisky's a backup, so I know Bill fans are not happy. If Josh Allen gets hurt and Mitch Trubisky goes in, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh my god. Don't get me on Joey Ryan. Joey Ryan's a fucking moron. He's a fucking moron using religion to try to redeem himself and stuff. He's a fucking moron. Joey Ryan. Oh. Guy's a dipshit. I'm glad that wrestling company I forgot what it's called, like 2 weeks ago, decided not to run the show because they had Joey Ryan on it. They're smart. Fuck. I don't I do, I swear on the show, but I hate swearing so much, but I will swear when I need to, and like F Joey Ryan. F Joey Ryan. If I ever saw that guy, oh no, I don't. If I ever saw that guy in the street, I would want to punch him in the face, but I know he'll try to sue me and I'll get charged for assault. And I'll probably get demonetized for that. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. We'll see what I agree with Joey. We'll see with Deshaun Watson, right? We'll see with Deshaun Watson. I want to give the guy the benefit of the doubt, but it doesn't look good. Yeah, he should never make a dime in wrestling again. Here's the thing. Jobber. It's the NFL, man. Remember Michael Vick with the dog fighting stuff in the mid-2000s? He went to jail. He got back in the NFL. The NFL is shady, man. The NFL is fucking shady. Jobber. Yeah. The NFL is shady. Ron and Jobber, you understand? NFL is very shady. they'll let you back in. They'll let players back in for despicable things after they've done despicable things. They'll let you back in. Trust me, they will. They have done it before. Michael Vick, even let Ray Rice do it. Greg Hardy, they'll let you back in. They don't care. They're willing to give second and third chances. Maybe a second chance, but there's some things that you don't deserve a second chance for. Third chance, Yeah, Roethlisberger did have issues. It's NFL is the one league in North America. Yeah, man. NFL is the one league in North America where it's a very shady company. It's just very shady. Oh, I just got breaking news. Breaking news. Kenny Galway is signing with the New York Giants. 4 years. According to Ian Rappaport on Twitter. This is coming from Ian Rappaport on Twitter. 4 years, $72 million deal with a max of $76 million with $40 million guaranteed. And it's very high, so it doesn't look good. Yeah, that's true. That's funny. It's funny. So you hear about breaking news. So the breaking news, once again, Kenny Galladay is going to the Giants for 4 years, $72 million with a max of $76 million with $40 million guaranteed. Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a very shady. I mean, UFC. It's like that too. WWE. Yeah, but there's cancel culture in Hollywood now, the B2 movement, stuff like that in Hollywood. Guys, this. I mean, it doesn't look really good. I agree. It doesn't look really good for Deshaun Watson. Does not look good, and sad, man. It's sad because this guy has a promising career, and if it doesn't, and it's sad for this woman. Well, they got Daniel Jones, right? They still believe in Daniel Jones. Let's see how Daniel Jones progresses. I think Daniel Jones has potential to be a decent to good quarterback, but I don't know about a great quarterback. We'll see. We'll see with Daniel Jones. Because I see Daniel Jones has some of the tools, but we'll see. Give him weapons in the receiving core, right? Kenny Galladay is a very good weapon. So let's talk MLB spring training. Let's get the baseball, guys. So baseball starts in 11 days. 11 days. 12 days. April 1st. So MLB spring training. I've been watching a lot of MLB spring training games. If you're watching this show, if you've been watching MLB spring training, not watching MLB spring training. It's fun. It's great seeing the prospects. We see the veterans. We see new players on new teams and wearing the new jerseys and hats. But we're a little bit past the midway point, and now most teams have sent down the prospects to their minor league camps because we're getting closer to the season. So the starters are ramping up innings. So some are going 5-6 innings now. Some couple starters, more starters. We'll get one more start, most likely, possibly two, maybe. Most likely one more start. And as we get closer to the end of spring training, we're going to see the majority of the team. We're going to see it for the season, because all the teams sent down a bunch of players down to the minor league camp. Players we're never going to make the team. Prospects that have future possibly making a team in 1, 2, 3 years down the line. But we're getting closer to the season. There's no point of keeping them up. Right now it's about getting the players that are making the major league team build up, especially the pitchers, as their strength continues. The arm strength continues. That's why you see starting pitchers now going to 5, 6, 7, 6 innings in the rotation. It's about ramping up now. It's about getting the veteran players ready for the major league season, especially the pitchers and stuff. Now we don't need to. It's about them getting more reps as the spring training goes on for the players that are definitely making a team. Some teams may have 1 to 5 more spots. available for players to make the team, make minor league contract players, and maybe some rookies. Who knows? But that's where we are in spring training. We're a little bit past the midway point. Well, actually, yeah, a little bit past the midway point. Almost the season. April 1st, Yankees versus Blue Jays, 1 o'clock. Oh, the lineup for the Blue Jays? Musgrove is good. He's a solid addition. I like him for San Diego. Behind Snell, Clevenger's out for Tommy John. Behind Snell, Darvish, Lamont, Paddock. Musgrove is a solid addition. When Clevenger comes back for next season, it's a great addition, like a solid rotation. So for the lineup, Blue Jays, right? It depends. It depends. It depends. So Springer is going to lead off. Springer's going to lead off like he did in Houston. So that's Springer's going to lead off. Second, we're going to go. Apparently, it's going to be Marcus Semien, the new additions from Oakland, second baseman. And I'll get to the Vladdy girl thing. Third, apparently it's going to be Bo Bichette, Dante's son. Fourth, I'm not sure. Is it Vladdy? I think fourth might be Vladdy. And as I said, Vladdy McGrill has been smashing the ball at spring training. Yes, it's spring training, but he's been dominating in spring training. And he has lost 40 pounds, and he looks really, really good out there. He looks really, really good. He's in good shape out there. And I'll say this before I continue with the lineup. I think this is the year Vladdy McGrill breaks out. He's going to break out this year. He's going to hit 20 to 30 home runs. He's going to have 80 to 100 RBI. And his average, well, his average is like 260, 270 in his rookie year and last year. It's still it's pretty good. I think it'll be up more. He's much better shape. His launch angle, his launch angle is much better. Yeah, Vladdy's going to be there. So we got Vladdy, got Teoscar Hernandez. We got Vladdy Telez. Teoscar Hernandez could be right fielder. Vladdy Telez is first base / DH. Vladimir Guerrero could play first base, DH, third base. Craig Biggio is third base. We got Luis Gurriel. You got Randall Grichuk and Danny Jansen as a catcher. But the thing is, Grichuk, we got 4 outfielders. Grichuk, Teoscar Hernandez, Gurriel, and Springer. All of them could be starters on the team. But Vladimir McGrill could be third base, DH, first base. Biggio could play any position. He's more versatile. But I really do like, Calvin Biggio, yeah. I really do like Telez in the lineup. I really do think we need Telez in the lineup because I really think he's a Carlos Delgado clone. So it depends. With a lefty on the mound, the Blue Jays are majority righty lineup anyway. You got with a righty on the mound, you could go Springer, Semien, Bichette, Vladdy, Luis Gurriel, Grichuk, Hernandez, Jensen. Here, 9 guy, yeah. It's a good lineup. This team's gonna hit. The rotation, that's the weakness. This team's gonna hit. If you're gonna watch this team will hit. This team will score runs. The rotation, that's the question mark. Good question, Ron. The rotation, that's the weak point. This whole team. Yeah, Hangjin, where are you? Okay. Good number one, solid number one. Maybe not be a true ace. Maybe not the Cole, Bauer, DeGrom, Sale, whatever. Lucas Urielo, Caliber, Kershaw, Caliber pitcher, or Snell, Darvish, Caliber pitcher. But he's still very good. He's third in Cy Young voting. Yes, 60-game season. Still very good. The question marks after. Now, our star pitching prospect, Nate Pearson, is not going to start the season. He hurt his groin or has a groin injury. So he's not going to start the season, but if he's healthy and based on his potential, everybody scout says from Baseball America, whatever, that if he could live up to his potential, he's definitely number one. But he's still young, 23, 24 years. And he has like 4 or 5 starts in the majors from last year, but he's not going to start the major. After that, we got Robbie Ray. Remember we traded from Arizona. Now Robbie Ray struggled in Arizona last year. His the walk rate was bad. His ERA is bad, but when the Blue Jays, he did a little bit better. And in his spring training, he's been much better. Yes, a spring training. Yeah, spring training. But he's been much better. His walk rate hasn't he hasn't been walking as much. He's been striking out. He's always been striking out. He's a hard throwing lefty, which is very rare. A lot of lefties are not hard throwing, but he's very hard throwing. But if he had a couple good years in Arizona. He was very lethal in Arizona. If he can somehow find that form, he's a wild card. Now we got Tanner Warwick. Yeah, Tanner Warwick. Ugh, he was terrible last year, but some years he's been decent, 4 or 5 starter. If he has the ERA of 4.50, okay. Steven Matz. Now he had a terrible year with the Mets, but in spring training he's looked really good so far. Who else? Ross Stripling is the one replacing Pearson right now. Ross Stripling was in the Dodgers. He's a very solid pitcher, but he wasn't last year. But his team, who knows? So our rotation is a veteran rotation, but they're not. There's like no clear cut number 2, 3, or 4, or 5 in that rotation. Robbie Way has the potential to be a 2 or 3 based on his stuff, but Warwick, Matz, and Stripling are not 2 or 3s. Pearson, if he's healthy, has the potential to be a number 1. Yeah, Warwick is still in the league. He's with the Blue Jays right now for 1 more year. Now we got Tommy Hatch. He's hurt, so he could battle for the rotation spot possibly. He's hurt. Anthony Kay we got from the Marcus Stroman trade in 2019. Lefty. I think he has some future in the majors. He battling for a rotation spot, but I think it might be useful out of the bullpen. Trent Thorne's coming back. So we got some young pitching options right now. And you gotta remember, if this team is in at the deadline, our farm system is very stacked. So if we're in at the deadline, 30 got some value. We got some pieces at the deadline we could trade for pitching. If we need pitching by the deadline, if we're in it, they'll make the necessary moves. If not, I can see Warwick being traded because you get nothing for Warwick, but at least get something. We're gonna hit starting pitching. That's the question mark. Our bullpen. I like our bullpen. And let's see. I'm gonna check the game right now on my MLB app. How's it doing? My team is winning 3-1. So Matz did good. 5 innings. Yates did good. We got Kirby Yates as a closer. Chatwood. Hey, yeah. So I'm doing an MLB preview. I know Freenis Hernandez may not start season. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't see it with those guys. Felix, but if they do, they'll definitely be traded. That's baseball. I remember Matt Harvey. Felix Hernandez when we were the Mariners was so good. Matt Harvey with the first few years in the Dark Knight and Mets was so good. Then he fell off. Now NBA guys, let me get my Raptors. I don't think they should battle for the playoffs this year. 7 to 11 seed gets a player in round. There's no point. Get a good high draft pick if you can in the lottery for my Raptors. Yeah, you're not going to get the first overall like someone like Jalen Suggs or somebody, but at least get somebody in the lottery. Take a step back this year. They're not going to trade Lowry. They may not promise him. But the Raptors, I don't think the Raptors... They did get hit by COVID. I agree there. But even still, I was never sold on this Raptor team. There's a lot of... the subtractions to this team really definitely hurt this team. Hurt this team a lot. But Utah, Phoenix are doing well. Philadelphia is doing well. Brooklyn is starting to do well, really well. Milwaukee is doing well. Miami was hit very hard, but you know what? If everybody's healthy, they're going to do well. Atlanta is 5th, but they're 21-20. The East is so bad this year. Yeah, the Knicks are decent. Julius Randle's amazing this year, man. Julius Randle's an all-star. So the top 3 teams in the East are very good. Then you got from 4, 5, 6, and 7 to 11 because of play-in. Not very good. The East is not very good this year. I know it's a 72 game season, it's a different kind of season, still not very good. The rest, on the other hand, Utah, Lakers, Phoenix, Clippers, Denver, Portland, San Antonio. 7 teams. Great team. Great teams. Good teams. Even Dallas, Golden State. The rest is very good this year compared to the East. Yeah, man. This explains it, man, because the East is shit this year. You only got 3 good teams in the East. Really good teams in the East. Elite teams in the East. The rest is stacked. The East is so bad. And the Bucks made a trade for PJ Tucker, right? You know what? I'm gonna just check something out. Burn my TV for a bit.
To get into the major leagues last year.
I hope I don't get copyright. Yeah. NHL. My Leafs are struggling right now. They're probably the most dominant team for a while. Now they're struggling. Oh yeah, because you know why? Because yeah, that's a good deal. And you know, Myers Leonard situation. Oh. But I'm glad they apologized. They suspended him. They apologized. He apologized. And you know what? As a Jew, I'm Jewish. And that, I know that word. I know what the word he says. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to say it. I don't want to say that word on TV. I'll just say the K word. I forgive him. I forgive him as a Jew. I forgive him. And he apologized for it. Like, he was maybe a little ignorant. He realized what it meant, how hurtful it is. And they had to suspend him. They traded him, but they had to get him off the team. He apologized. Okay, I forgive him. NHL, my Leafs, they're struggling right now. Played a decent game yesterday against the Flames. Anderson has not looked good. They're playing tonight against the Flames again, back to back. We're starting Jack Campbell. I like him as a backup goalie. We're really struggling. Let's look at the NHL standings. My Leafs are tired of Edmonton with 40 points. Washington, 44 points. The East. Tampa Bay Central with 44 points. Florida's 42, Ron. Florida's 42 points. They're second. Tied with Carolina, but Carolina's third only because Florida has 1 less loss than Carolina. Carolina has 1 more win, but they have 1 more loss than Florida. Vegas is leading the rest. And the playoffs, Florida's second to Tampa Bay in the Central. They're second to Tampa Bay. And the playoffs are both NHL and NBA are in May. They're in May this year. NBA wants to end the season before the Olympics, and because they're still planning the Olympics in Japan, right? With no fans from other countries. They're not allowing other people from other countries to come in. Fans are allowed to come in. I'm just going to say this. Cancel the Olympics. That's all. Cancel the Olympics. There's no need. Oh, yeah. There's no... Yeah. Yeah. There's no need for Olympics this year. Last year I said, okay, 2021 Olympics possibly happen. No need for Olympics this year. No need for the fucking Olympics this year, guys. That's the reason NBA wants to have the playoffs end in July for the Olympics. That's the reason. There's no need for the Olympics this year. It's stupid. Most of these countries, here's the thing, the Summer Olympics, almost every country participates. There's only a few countries in the world that are getting better. 95% of the world is not getting better. You can't have this. You can't have the Olympics. I know they're not letting people from other countries in. They're just going to let athletes in. Still, it's still a big risk. Don't do it. Right? You know what? You want a better idea? Here's my idea. Just have 2 Olympics next year. Have the Winter Olympics next year. And I think people have reservations about some Winter Olympics going to China. I'm sorry. I might be a little ignorant there. I think I'm just being realistic there. Have the Winter Olympics next year and the Summer Olympics next year. Why not have 2 Olympics in 1 year? Does that sound like a dumb idea? Why not? Have 2 Olympics in 1 year. They're both in different countries anyway. Just cancel the Olympics this year. Have it next year, next summer. Have the winter next year in China. Have the Summer Olympics next year in the same year in Japan. Is that such a big issue? You know, people. I would love that. Tell me you want. Tell me in the chat. That's how Olympics was before. Tell me one. You would want that, right? You would want that. Why not having 2 Olympics in 1 year? Guys in the chat. I know one would. Guys and whoever else is in the chat. Tell me. Would you want to see 2 Olympics in 1 year? I would. Maybe right now this would be a good idea. Yeah. Thank you. You know why? Is it because of the World Cups next year? That's why we don't want to have a Summer Olympics next year? Because the World Cups next year, right? In 2022? The soccer World Cups next year, right? But here's the thing. Nobody gives a shit about soccer in the Olympics anyway. It's not very good. Soccer in the Olympics is not very good. It means nothing. It's significant compared to the World Cup. Olympic soccer is... For the women's side, it's big. For the women's, Olympics is big. For the women's side. But for the men's side, soccer's not big in the Olympics. That's the only... How about this? Have the Olympics. Have the Olympics. China, the Winter Olympics in China. If there's World Cup next year, have the World Cup. And just have Summer Olympics after. The World Cup soccer players are not going to be playing the Olympics anyway. It doesn't mean anything. Is it December this year or next year? This year or next year? Because usually every 4 years, right? The Euro Cup is this year, right? The Euro Cup's this year. And they're still going with it. Okay, next. So if there's a December next year, 2022, they can still do the Olympics in China, winter in China, summer in the summer in July August of 2022, and they can have the World Cup in December 2020. I love the Olympics. But we gotta be reasonable here. That's all I'm saying. I know I had no intention to ranting on this, but I just think it's stupid. I just think it's really, really stupid that they're going with the 2021 Olympics, Summer Olympics. Last year, around this time, I would have said, okay, 2021 Olympics, you should plan for that. Now, we got the vaccine out, and yeah, we got variants, but they're all working on upgrading the vaccine, so by the time 2022 summer comes around, if we're not in a better situation, if we're still in this situation in 2022, it's summer, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. The world's in trouble. But I don't think that's gonna be the case. Heck, I think it'd be a lot better situation in winter 2022, the January to February 22, because I don't think every country is, but I think majority of the countries are. I think North America is, and I God hope Europe wakes up. It doesn't play politics with the vaccine. But not every country will be. And most of the countries don't have. They're poor. Poor access to the vaccine. Don't participate in the Winter Olympics anyway. You won't see any African countries winning the Winter Olympics, or South American countries in the Winter Olympics. You definitely see them in Summer Olympics, but yeah. And those are the countries you got to worry about for the future of this virus. Those continents and some parts of Asia. In the future, like the flu. But you know what? I'm not an expert on this. I'm not an epidemiologist. I don't study viruses, stuff like that. But just going to say this. When it's your turn, get the vaccine. When it's not about saving your life, but it's about saving others, and it's about doing your part for the community. It's about going back to normal. All right, I'm done with that stuff, and I'm sorry, guys. I ran a bit of a rant there. And the fuck this media stuff, man, scaring us. So, guys, I'm gonna end the show here. Tomorrow, plug again. Fastlane preview, 3 p.m. Eastern. This time, Monday, 3 p.m. It's all about wrestling. I think episode 19. I'm gonna talk, or 20. I don't know. I think it might be 20. I'm gonna talk about. I was going to review Fastlane. I'm going to talk about the Hall of Fame inductees, Molly Holly and Eric Bischoff. Talk about AEW, Dynamite, and NXT. Thunder Rosa, Britt Baker. NXT, of course. Talk about Rhea Ripley making a debut, and I'm going to review all on that. That's next Thursday. It's all about the pop. It's all about the pop's going to happen next Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern. Why We Love Sports, episode 22 is going to happen next Saturday, but the week after. It's all about wrestling. It's going to continue on the Monday after this Monday. That's going to happen. That's it. That's the schedule. It's about the pop. It's not going to happen on April 1st because I'll be watching the Blue Jay game versus the Yankee game, 1 o'clock opening day. But the day before, I'll be having an MLB preview stream, previewing the MLB season on a Wednesday. I don't know what time that is going to be, but I'm going to do that one. Saturday, April 3rd. It's going to be no Why We Love Sports episode. That's going to be moved to the Friday before. So that'll be Why We Love Sports episode 23. It's going to be happening on a Friday. Probably around the same time I do on Saturdays at 3 p.m. So for the upcoming baseball season, my schedule's going to be tweaked a bit, right? So be on the lookout for that. I'll schedule them. You know me, I schedule ahead of time. So yeah, thank you for listening and watching, guys. Here's something I'm going to end the show by. How much I appreciate you guys. This is what I think about you guys.
Too sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!
You're welcome, Jobber. So, welcome, Jobber. Yep, I'll be taking the predictions. You take care. See you on Twitter. See you wherever. See you tomorrow. See everybody tomorrow. Hope you all join me for a prediction show tomorrow. So take care, y'all. All too sweet. Have a good morning, evening, night, whatever you are in this world. And stay safe. We will get better. I promise you that. Take care.